Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Arsenal Fan TV America. Coming back to you here from the Pacific Northwest, USA. Welcome back to all our football fans around the world. Tough time for Arsenal fans. Yes, very tough time. I'm going to be honest, with you. I'm one of those fans that sometimes I overthink things, but I was one of those that came to the conclusion a long time ago, and I was able to identify the single problem in this club. And today, you can really pinpoint the problem right away, which, of course, as you all know, is Mikel Arteta. Right now, if you Google anything about Mikel Arteta, about what he's saying, if you go on any platform, social media, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, whatever, you will see one word that everyone is calling the Arsenal coach, which is delusional. And, like I said before, you can go seek the, English media that just says whatever they want to say to protect their assets, the Premier League. They want to be politically correct. But here, I don't have to be politically correct. If you want to watch the truth, if you want to watch, or listen to the truth, or watch, a show that presents the truth. And this is nothing I am saying personally, but that's just facts for what's happening. It's not really my opinion, but it's, an opinion of people that know this sport very well and been around. People like Arsene Wenger, people like Luis Enrique. A lot of people are talking about Mikel Arteta and about what he's doing. You can believe those people, or you could, choose to believe your own media. But the truth of the matter is the following. Why do we say he's delusional? I'll tell you why. Let's start by the PSG Arsenal game, right? Semi-final Champions League game. First, you had a game at home at the Emirates in front of what? 60,000 people, your fans. You failed to simply outcoach the other manager, right? Or outmanage him. Luis Enrique took his team to the Emirates. They had a mission. They completed their mission. They won. They took a very, very, very precious 1-0 lead. Now, they go with that back to France, right? They did their job. Now, Mikel Arteta didn't do his job. It was obvious because you lost 1-0. So whatever you want to say about Odegaard or you want to say about Saka, these are all players that have good days and bad days. But I'm talking about someone, as Mikel Arteta, as a coach, that he's inconsistent. And he always gets these excuses. One time it was the ball, and the people that love him, everybody knows that he said that about the ball, but the people that really supports Arteta, not Arsenal, oh no, he didn't say it in that context. Oh no, he didn't say it this way. Oh, you know what? These sort of conversations are not legit anymore. They're not valid anymore. Now you want to prove a point because, hey, listen, when someone does something wrong or supports the wrong person, they seem to continue with that wrong and close their eyes on what's happening around. So that's back in the cup when he said the ball in front of Newcastle. That, by the way, will finish top 4, won the Carabao Cup, so they had a better season than Arsenal, right? Which with a squad that's not even half, money-wise. You're talking about 200 million or so in Newcastle versus 500 some odd million pounds as an Arsenal squad. This guy spent 700 million pounds in the past 5 years, about to be 6 now, didn't do nothing with it. Didn't bring the right players to the club, didn't develop players, always have problems with captains, yeah? And now everyone is throwing Odegaard under the bus. Everyone is saying that Odegaard's not working enough. No. If Odegaard or any Arsenal player is listening to this hallucination from this guy, I don't know. I don't care if it's behind closed doors or it's out there, out and about. If you listen to this guy as a player and his delusional thoughts, you will never be better. Yeah? Now he goes out after the PSG game and he says, the bench, he spoke to the bench, and the bench told him that Arsenal played better. And he obviously spoke to a lot of people. Only him that's saying that. He spoke to a lot of people that said they played better. Of course, when Luis Enrique was asked that question on the press conference, he said, no. How? How did they play better? And how would you sit here and tell me Arsenal played better? When? 5, 6, 10 minutes, 20 minutes out of the game? The conclusion was PSG won at the Emirates and PSG won at the Parc des Princes. So they won home and away. So what part of you played good football or outplayed the opponent? Where? Is playing football keeping the ball more or having more possession of the ball? Is better teams? Listen. I'm not gonna sit here and ask myself, is or is not, or is he right or is he not right? Because again, that's someone we're talking about that really took it to some other place now with his delusional thoughts. And I'm gonna keep saying this word because again, anywhere you go read about Arteta, whether it's Arsenal fans or even any other fans from any other teams, delusional is the word they're using. Now, fast forward, right? Today, he's talking about Liverpool that won the title with less points that Arsenal had in the past 2 years. I quote, he said, if we were in the right place at the right moment, we would have won the... What does that even mean? You're talking about someone who won the league, whether it's by 80 points, 70 points, 60 points, it doesn't matter. They are the champions. They won the title that you failed to win years in a row, that you had in your hands twice in a row, 3 times in a row actually, and you failed. So why can't you just go out and say that you failed? Versus just putting it on the players or putting it on the ball or putting it on the other team played better or we played better. Hallucinations after hallucinations, excuses after excuses. This guy spent a lot of money. Here it is in a nutshell, okay? There's no argument here. That's facts. He spent the most amount of money in Arsenal's history. He spent way more than Arsene Wenger in his 22 years, right? 22 years. He spent way more than that. He never got the right players. Every captain of that club he chased out, starting by Aubameyang, Granit Xhaka. Odegaard right now, I don't see him enjoying his football at Arsenal. And I can't blame him. But again, when are we going to see this man gone from the club? I can't really, as an Arsenal fan, to be honest with you, I can't take it anymore. I have to be professional on the show because there are kids watching. But other than that, I don't want to be professional talking about someone that is not professional. He's not. Who is he, right? Listen, let's go to Barcelona, right? Hansi Flick comes in, wins right away. Look at how Barcelona are playing and winning. They're winning things, right? Look at Arne Slot. Goes to Liverpool, wins right away. Yeah? Even that Man United fan, Amorim, he goes to Man United and he's probably going to win the final of that UEFA. Hopefully not Tottenham, because that would be a disaster. And then I see people are getting, interviewed online and being asked as Arsenal fans, hey, if Spurs won the UEFA Cup, if Tottenham won it, can you say at that time that they had a better season than Arsenal? Absolutely. And I just don't understand. The people that are protecting him, the people that are talking about him in a positive manner, the people that are saying, no, give him a chance, and especially the people are saying, look where he got Arsenal. Excuse you. What do you mean by where he got Arsenal? Arsenal was always a top club. 20 years in a row with Arsene Wenger, we reached Champions League. Yeah, with teams that are not even half good as what he has today. He has fantastic back four. We talked about that last episode. Ben White and Jurriën Timber, amazing right backs. Go to left, Luis Skelly, 18-year-old. Hopefully he doesn't go backwards like all other players. But the kid is amazing. And then you have Calafiori and you have Kieran Tierney. And in the middle, you have Kivor and you have, of course, the best two center backs in the world right now, Gabriel and William Saliba. In the middle, you have Thomas Partey that everyone would love to have, that you, by the way, want to chase out. And we understand why, and I'm not going to say why on the show, but we do know now, Mr. Vindictive Arteta, why you want to get rid of Thomas Partey. So you got rid of all these, guys from before. Unbelievable. And then you have Declan Rice, and you have Odegaard in the middle. You have Trossard. He's amazing. You have Martinelli. He's amazing. So many players that are world class. Of course, Bukayo Saka is another story. So with all these players, with all that depth, with all this money, and you can't bring any trophy at home, yet you can't even play good football. Your technical ability is not there. You reading the game is not there. Making the right substitutes, not there. Doesn't make the right substitutions the right time and not the right, personnel. He does not choose the right players to go at the right time. I don't know if there is any positive for this guy. I just don't see it. So I'm telling you here and today, like I said at the beginning of the season, and go watch my episodes, we're not going to win anything with this guy. If you wait forever, he is an inexperienced manager, and he's still inexperienced. He's also one that does not learn from his mistake because he repeats the same mistake every single year, especially with Premier League. And numbers are there. You can go Google it yourself. But again, the people that like him or his haircut or his style, take him and go somewhere else, please, because that's now going into disgrace. If you're an Arsenal fan and you're supporting this guy, that's a disgrace. Seriously. You're not about your team anymore. You're not about these, football fans that support this very club for a long time or for a short time. You're just about a single person. So if you like him that much and you want to spend more time supporting him, take him and go somewhere else, please, because we're done with him. We are done with him. I don't know even if we're going to finish in the top 4. As an Arsenal fan, diehard fan, I want my team to play good football. That's all I care about. I want them to show up, right? But at this point, if you tell me that if we get out of the top 4 and Arteta goes, I will take that. I will definitely take that. If we go out to be 5th or 6th or we don't make the Champions League, but he will get fired, I will definitely take that. I don't care who comes in and replaces him. Because again, integrity-wise, he doesn't have it. He doesn't have it. He lies all the time. He puts excuses all the time. And if he does that to us fans, what does he do to these players? What sort of credibility he has with them behind the curtains? You think a player is going to go out now and say, my coach is bad? Of course not. These players are professionals. So no matter how bad he is, and it doesn't get worse than Mikel Arteta, by the way. I have never seen a coach in the Premier League coaching Chelsea, Manchester United, even Tottenham, or Man City, or any of the top 6 that kept a coach after such bad season after bad season after bad season after bad season. But you'll also know that Arsenal is, I'm going to go into a little bit of politics, but again, I want to say the truth, and I'm going to say the truth because that is my show, and I can say whatever I want. And if you don't like it, you can stop right now or just go watch your Arteta hallucinating and being delusional. This here is above and beyond because the owners now are going into destroying the club. Because to them, it's a dollar sign. And if you are only going to pay attention to the dollar sign, then the football goes out of the way. Just goes out the window. And that's why we're not playing football. We have owners that don't really care. We have someone running the club because he's just the son of a rich man. Doesn't know anything about football. With all due respect, Mr. Kroenke, now you're going into a territory that is no coming back from. No coming back. So you got to do something about it if you love this club like we do. If we have someone that's a fan for this club for 30 some odd years or whatever, 10, 20 years or whatever, and knows the good old Arsenal, they will fire that manager tomorrow morning. So I urge you to do that. But they're never going to do that because they want a yes man. And he is a yes man. He will do whatever they want. It's more now about the propaganda and the money and all that irrelevant stuff, really. It doesn't have to do anything with football. We're not going anywhere with Mikel Arteta. And I'm very, very sad that it has to come to that. I mean, I really sometimes want to go and talk about the players and the game plan and the this and the that. But it disgusts me when I see him on the sideline doing his act. Disgusts me when I see him after with these, press conferences saying the nonsense he says. He just knows how to talk and how just to play the media around. Hey, listen, Arsenal paid for your license to become a coach. Arsenal sent you to school to learn when you were a player. If you guys don't know that, Arsene Wenger did that, right? Please do us a favor and leave us. just repay the favor by leaving us. We don't have to print $12 million every year to give this guy that just gives us heart attacks, gives us bad football. It doesn't matter how beautiful you think you're playing, because at the end, the fans, most of them don't like it. Yeah? And I speak to the fans I speak to. Those ones that call themselves stadium fans or Bradium fans or Radium fans or whatever, or Arteta fans, you're Arteta fans. Take him and go somewhere else. Yeah? But the real fan, the one that wants to see the club succeed, prosper, those are the fans that say, no, we don't want this guy because this guy haven't done nothing. This guy just milked the club for so much money. You could have done so much with that money. You know, if you go take £100 million and give it to a club in second level, they'll go up to the Premier League and they'll probably win something. That's a lot of money. Hundreds of millions of dollars and hundreds of millions of pounds he's spending. And what is he bringing to the club other than the trauma we have to live? We go all the way to the Champions League semi-final and we just give it away simply because Luis Enrique outmanaged him, right? Now look at Luis Enrique. He knows what he's doing, right? He goes to Spain right away, first year, wins the La Liga. And he won the Champions League with Barcelona, right? You go Hansi Flick, like I said. Even Vincent Kompany, the guy that failed with Burnley was actually his sort of experimental. It was the experiment club, yeah? And he failed with Burnley. Burnley went down. Yeah, he gets a second chance. Okay, he goes to Bayern Munich for the first year. He gets a trophy. Bayern Munich is a big club. Manchester United is a big club. Chelsea's a big club. And Chelsea guys going to win something too. They already did, you know, of course. It's not as high as the UEFA Champions League or this and that, but they won a trophy. All these clubs win trophies. If they don't win trophies, what happened? They tell the manager, thank you very much for cooperation. Have a nice life. You want to tell me that Mikel Arteta is better than Erik ten Hag? Absolutely not. Where is Erik ten Hag? He's out. He couldn't do it at Man United. Arteta can't do it at Arsenal. What else do you want to give this guy? You want to give him another 700 million, another 5 years of us not watching our beloved Arsenal? Trust me when I tell you, I've been supporting this club for 35 years. This is the only time I don't watch the whole entire game for Arsenal. Yes. I don't see progressive football. I don't see game plans. He's playing with the same exact thing. 4 in the back, tuck the left back in, play him as a midfielder. Whomever shows up, whomever doesn't. It's not the right plan all the time. Football is not to be played on a one single platform, one single plan. You can't do that. If you're a good coach, you don't. If you're a good coach, do you go to your trainings and show them one drill every time? Absolutely not. You have to show them variety of drills. You have to show them variety of game plans. You have to have your players understanding that they have to change on the fly based on how the game is going. Because all these game plans are on paper. Yeah, you can just draw 4 here, and 2 there. But when you go to the actual playing time and the actual game, nobody's on paper standing where they at. No, they go where they should be. They read the space. They have spacious awareness. You teach them how to adapt, to evolve, right? But I don't see this with Arsenal. Again, I see someone like Martin Odegaard had the opportunity to be one of the best players in the world, but operating under Mikel Arteta, and I know his relationships with his captains, and I know how vindictive of a person he is, I just can't see it, don't see it. So hopefully as a club, we wake up, and tomorrow we go to Liverpool, and trust me, it's going to be very, very embarrassing for him tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see what Liverpool, Liverpool took their foot off the paddle, but I don't think tomorrow they will lay back. I think tomorrow they'll play a good game because they don't like Arsenal. It's like they're rivals, and they want to show the world why they won the Premier League and not Arsenal. So we'll see how the result is going to go tomorrow, and we'll see how Arsenal's going to play. Again, I don't care about the results. I just care about someone who wants to play with heart, wants goodness for the club, doesn't have excuses. When I go and lose a game, and we all lose, you have to lose so you can learn. I say, yeah, I lost the game. Why did you lose the game? Because of so and so and so and so and so. I don't create reasons of why I lost the game. I don't create excuses for why I lost the game. You should not be a manager that creates excuses of why, telling, the people why you lost the game. Arsenal Fan TV America, very, very sorry for this year. We're going to go again trophyless with a guy that didn't show us anything, didn't do anything, didn't make anything happen. Matter of fact, I see the club going backwards. Where was Ethan Nwaneri? Why didn't he play? You saw Barcelona playing all their young players. You saw even PSG playing all their young players. Why wasn't Nwaneri included? I don't know. Why wasn't Nwaneri included? I don't know. Why did you take Martinelli and sub him when he was the only one that's keeping Ashraf Hakimi occupied and busy so he doesn't go up? Takes him out. Makes the wrong decisions game after game after game. Goes and loses to Bournemouth. Goes and loses to Aston Villa. I mean, look at Aston Villa today, playing 10 men, and they still won their game. They know how important it is. And look how close the Premier League table is. I'll let you go see it, because Arsenal is just within a couple of points. If you lose to Liverpool and Newcastle, you'll find yourself 5th or 6th in the table, which I really want to see for Arsenal fans to wake up and know that this is the wrong manager. Thank you very, very much for watching. I will see you after the Liverpool game tomorrow, and we'll have absolutely more to talk about from this absolute shambolicness that Mikel Arteta brought to the club. And what? Yet, the owners are letting him. This is not corporate America, people. Wake up, Mr. Owners. Wake up, Mr. Kroenke. I know you need a yes man, but that's not the right guy. Nope, nope, and nope. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to click that subscribe button if you haven't already. And please share and like if you, of course, loved the episode. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you after the Liverpool game. Bye now.